Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a source file that details, well, let's call it a fermented disaster.
Intriguing.
It starts with a simple online order for milk kefir grains, the kind you use for gut health. Way cheaper than buying those 2-pound 50 bottles from the shop.
Right. Makes sense. A straightforward purchase.
You'd think so, but instead, the customer got tangled up in something. Well, something exposing some real cracks in online selling and accountability.
Okay, so our mission here is to unpack that. Look at the lessons about maybe delivery, claims, reviews, that sort of thing.
Exactly. What happens when a seller seems more focused on their online scores than actually sorting out a problem? Let's get into it.
All right.
So the order was placed September 2nd. Simple enough. But by September 10th, nothing had arrived. No kefir grains, no delivery card, just silence.
Okay, a week or so.
Yeah.
And the seller was Kombuchaorganic, according to the source.
That's the one. And here's the first slightly weird thing. The shipping status. Listed as self-delivery.
Self-delivery. That immediately rings alarm bells, doesn't it?
Why is that?
Well, for a seller on a big platform, it often means they're handling it themselves, maybe outside the platform's usual tracked methods. It lacks transparency.
Right, no proper tracking. So the customer's already a bit suspicious.
Understandably, it puts all the delivery risks squarely on the buyer if there's no proof of dispatch or tracking. Not very professional, really.
So the customer does the reasonable thing. They message the seller, not once, but twice, asking specifically for a refund.
Okay, a clear request, item not received, wants money back. Standard procedure, you'd hope.
But that's not what happened. The seller, they completely ignored the refund request.
Ignored it. What did they do instead?
They just decided on their own to send out a replacement, an unwanted replacement via RM48 post.
So, avoiding the refund, maybe trying to fulfill the order their way, even though the customer asked for something else, that suggests their priority might not be the customer's immediate need.
It seems that way, and obviously the customer wasn't happy. Still no kefir, still no refund, so they left a review.
The review, what did it say?
Pretty blunt, 0 star. Detailed the non-delivery, the poor service, just honest feedback.
And that got a reaction, I bet.
Instantly. Suddenly the seller is very communicative, pleading, actually, for the review to be removed.
Let me guess, because of their metrics.
You got it. Quoting here. Feedback has a huge impact on our metrics. That was their focus. Not the missing item, but the bad review.
That really tells you something, doesn't it? The leverage point wasn't the refund request, it was the public feedback threatening their online reputation.
And the excuses they offered for the non-deliver in the first place were, well, quite something.
Oh, do tell.
Okay, first they blamed Royal Mail. Standard enough, maybe.
Pass the buck. Common tactic.
Then they mentioned they're just a tiny family team, pulling on the heartstrings a bit.
Right, the small business appeal. Okay.
But the best one, get this, they blamed the weather.
The weather. For a delivery failure over, a week or more? What was the weather? A hurricane?
According to the source, it was just, and I quote, gray, a bit of drizzle.
Seriously. Gray and drizzly. That's reaching. It's a classic deflection, isn't it? Blame anything external rather than potentially looking at your own setup or processes.
Absolutely. So things dragged on. Eventually, the customer had to escalate it. They involved Amazon directly.
Bringing in the platform. That usually forces some action.
It did. Amazon gave the seller 48 hours to respond properly.
And what was the final word from the seller? Did they finally sort the refund?
Their response was, well, it was contradictory. They actually claimed they thought this was delivered.
After all that, after blaming Royal Mail and the weather, now they think it was delivered.
Yeah.
That doesn't add up at all.
Not remotely. It shows they probably never really investigated or intended to fix it themselves. But the good news,
Go on.
Amazon saw through it. No kefir ever arrived, so Amazon stepped in and issued the refund directly.
Okay, so resolution via the platform's guarantee, not the seller's goodwill. That's a key point. Accountability came from the system, not the seller.
Exactly. So this whole story, this kefir kerfuffle, what does it really boil down to for you listening at home? It's all about accountability, isn't it?
Yeah. When you buy something online, there's a basic expectation. You expect the item, or you expect clear tracking.
And if it fails?
You expect a straightforward resolution. Usually that means a refund. Not being ignored, not being sent unwanted stuff, and definitely not being sort of gaslit with flimsy excuses when you leave honest feedback.
Right. So the practical takeaway here, the thing to really remember.
It's simple but crucial. Don't just look at the reviews for the product itself. The kefir grains might be amazing. You absolutely have to check the seller's reviews too. Look at their feedback history, specifically for service, for delivery, for how they handle problems. That's where you see their true colors.
That's a great point. Find out how they act when things go wrong, not just when everything goes right.
Precisely.
Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with. Think about this. If a seller's main concern, when faced with non-delivery, is getting a negative review removed to protect their metrics.
Rather than just fixing the actual problem by issuing the refund they were asked for.
What does that really tell you about how these online review systems function sometimes? What's the real value of those seller metrics and reviews to you, the consumer, versus their value to the seller?